welcome to the best books of November. There are 6 books that I read and really loved in November. And you know what, we kind of redid my office since I'm working from home all the time, and stuff got a little kitty wampus. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue messing with my camera now. I'm gonna go ahead and go through these. As I said, there are 6 to go through. The first one I read in November that I really loved is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. This one was just really fantastic. It's kind of a Little Mermaid retelling, but it also blends in African mythology, and I really liked it just because I love learning about mythology from various regions around the world. And it was a good story. It was engaging, it was fast-paced, a lot of adventure, and I just thought it was a really good read, and I would highly recommend it if you would all like fairy tale retellings or anything like that. All right. The second one that I read that I really enjoy is Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. This is the second book in the Burning series, and it is an epic fantasy, kind of a military fantasy about a group of people on an island who originally they kind of came in and displaced the natives on the island, and they're fighting both with these natives for the island and within themselves because there's some that have magic and some that aren't. And additionally, there's dragons on the island. As I said, it's epic fantasy. This series has been very well written. There's a lot of action, some really excellent character development. It's just super engaging, and I have been listening to it on audiobook, and I just really, really enjoy it. All right, the third one that I read that I really loved is A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers, and that is the first book in the Monk and Robot series, and it is a novella, so it's a little bit shorter. I really love this. This is kind of a future world where humans tried to run everything via AI and then realized that the AI was sentient, so they kind of let all the robots go and go live their own lives. And it's about a monk who decides to become a tea monk to go to villages and prepare tea for them, but then eventually decides that's not enough and is going to go into the wild. And in the wild, they meet a robot, one of the wild robots that left. And it was just very good. I like the world building. I really like the characters. In addition, it's a very thoughtful read about what it means to have a purpose in life and what it means to, feel accomplished in life and stuff like that. So I would definitely recommend it. I have only read 2 Becky Chambers books so far. The first one was To Be Taught If Fortunate, which I read last year around this time, and I really love that one too. I just really love her world building and her characters and just how thoughtful the books are and how they make you think. And I do plan on starting her Wayfarer series probably next month, maybe in December later, we'll see. All right, so the fourth one that I read and really loved is The Girl Who Belonged to the Sea by Catherine Quinn, and this is the first book in the Azantian trilogy. This was just a fun, guilty fantasy young adult read. I mean, it's more like new adult, I guess, because I think the characters are in their low 20s. But it's about a girl who is somewhat abused by her father. She's supposed to go through an arranged marriage. She gets kidnapped by a pirate and taken off to this magical island. And there she finds out a whole bunch of interesting history about everything and some things about herself. It's got some romance, some action, adventure, some neat magic. It was just fun. It was just easy to read and fun. And I think I read it in 1 or 2 sittings because it was just so entertaining. So nothing like high literature or super thoughtful about it. It was just one of those fun young adult fantasy reads with a lot of magic and adventure. And I really loved it. All right, the next one on the list, the 5th one on the list, is one that I just loved. I love this series, and it's one I will probably try and reread. And that is Thronebreakers by Rebecca Coffindaffer. This is the second and final book in the Crown Chasers duology. This was just a really fantastic duology. It's fast-paced and fun and creative. You get to visit all these worlds. It's very science fiction with a lot of space travel and empires, and but in addition to that, the characters are very thoughtful and very not necessarily thoughtful. I would say they have a lot of depth. They're very interesting to read about. I just really liked it. I thought it did like everything right. Like I love the world building. I love the crazy planets you go to. I really enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed all the action and I enjoyed the politics and I loved everything about it. So I would definitely recommend that science fiction series if you're all into science fiction and you like kind of a fast paced. I mean, this is one I think would make a really good movie, but it also made a really good book. So loved it. And then the last one I read and really loved in the month of November is The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher. I have been wanting to read this for quite a while and finally got it from, or no, I think I bought it for Kindle. Anyways, this is a retelling of the Snow Queen, kind of. There's a lot of twists to it. It's basically about a girl who's been infatuated with this boy in her village. He gets kidnapped by the Snow Queen and she takes off to save him. And really, she doesn't deserve him. He doesn't deserve her. She's much more thoughtful and kind of caring than he is, and he kind of is not very nice to her. But along the way, she makes some very interesting friends with a reindeer, a raven, and a bandit woman. And the way the whole thing unfolds is it's just a lot of fun. It's a good adventure. It's very like tongue-in-cheek at points and has some good humor in it and has some really interesting magic. And I just loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic retelling of the Snow Queen. And so if you would all like fairy tales retellings, I would pick it up. It had that very nice like classic storytelling feel to it. So yeah. So those are the 6 books that I read in November that I really loved. And I would recommend any of them, obviously. And if you have any books that you read in November or at all that you would recommend because you really love them, please feel free to comment down below. I do try to do videos every Wednesday and Saturday, but that has not been happening because I have been in the process of switching jobs and it is the holiday season as well. So Saturday's usually stacking the shelves and Wednesday is usually something different. So this best of the month books will go on to a Wednesday post. Aside from that, I hope that you enjoyed this and that you have a great week ahead of you. And I will talk to you later. Bye.